All right, should be up and running. Yep, looks like both streams are live. So we'll be going over the market, going over today's plays, talking about what to expect going into tomorrow and the rest of the week. Let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for June 2nd, 2021. Q's up 0.2 here, SPY up 0.17. As we talked about yesterday, not expecting too much out of today, but overall bullish, right? Just the larger time frames, the weekly, the monthly, more definitive in the chart and being bullish. However, the 65, well, we're still crisscrossing 20 MA now. The daily is still above the 20 MA, so we're still bullish, but heading into tomorrow with today's mostly inside day here. Inside for the Qs and the SPY doesn't change much. Okay, so a little bit of a low momentum environment, but still overall bullish. Okay, so today doesn't change anything. Everything we talked about yesterday still applies. We don't really have any kind of setup right now to anticipate to start the bearish bias. We would really have to come in first and then the next setup, so we're a couple setups away. So right now, maintaining the bullish bias. Today, pretty uneventful, right? All right, so let's get into the plays from today. So we'll start with the IRTC because this is what I was looking to do first, was this base breakdown in the morning, and it never triggered. Ended up kind of holding up. So that was the first play. You can see multiple bars here in the formation. Just what I said I would be looking for today. Okay, fine. No trigger. All right, and then the NOK. So what I like about the NOK is that we're clearing this base here, right? On the daily chart, we haven't been in this area in quite some time, and we had a nice 1 minute base breakout here on the NOK. It's not that much different than the ENG, which I lost on yesterday as far as the intraday pattern. The dailies are definitely different. But here was the ENG, which got to a target 1, but then couldn't get going. So there's the 1 minute breakout yesterday. Here's the 1 minute breakout. Better daily on the NOK. Okay. And it took a while. Okay. Really had to kind of let it play out. Eventually got to some target. I think it got some help from the AMC and all the other stocks, the triple BY that are part of the kind of Reddit stocks. Okay. When it comes to those things, I think it's as important as ever to manage risk. Okay. Know what your stop is and ask yourself, is there a setup? Okay. I'm noticing a little bit more, especially from the people who are a little bit newer in the room, some kind of ideas that, that are just really, to me, they're dangerous. Not everybody has the same trading style and trading plan. So dangerous to me is something that doesn't really make sense. Also seems like you're inviting a lot of risk. Now that's fine. And not everybody has to trade the same way that I do, of course. But just as long as you know where your stop is, okay, and you have some idea of a target, right? Because if the reward to risk doesn't make sense, right? Like just recently, if you're saying, I'm going to short this AMC, that's fine. I don't have a setup to short the AMC here. I get it. It's moved up a lot today, right? And it's going to be kind of, super extended on the daily, right? But what is your target and what is your stop? To me, stop probably should be high of the day. Maybe you can use like something a little bit lower, like 69, and then maybe your target, I don't know, hourly 20 minutes is pretty far away, maybe 15 minutes. And then maybe you look at this and you say, well, reward to risk doesn't make sense anymore, So I think, just looking at these things, someone was talking about, I think the BB as like a short yesterday, or in the morning as well. Just know where your stop is, take your stops if it's not going to work. Okay. And then the other side to that, asking yourself, is there a setup? Not to be kind of chasing, you're just like, oh, there's a bunch of green bars in a row, it's only going to go higher. Let me just jump in. Okay. So I think that's the only thing that I have to say about these. I'm not going to be playing them. You're not going to be seeing me play these, um, especially after they've made the move. Now the NOK was just a normal pro gap 1 minute breakout for me. Okay, it happens to be in the group, but it has a setup. So after it makes the move or whatever, I'm not really looking to do anything with it. For the most part, I really don't want to be involved in these. Okay, I'd rather just do my standard thing that I do day in and day out. Okay, I'm not really trying to, and you know, do it for the excitement. Okay, so anyway, the NOK, I think it got some help, which is nice from this. It did kind of tag me out on the hourly, which ended up not mattering too much. You know, it came back. I got out at 42 on the last portion. The first target was around 550, and then ended up closing here anyway. It didn't really matter. I didn't know if it was going to run some more. I wasn't really looking to replay it. So that was the NOK. Okay, and then very similar setup here on the RPRX. Okay, notice the high of the day base breakout again, another high of the day base breakout on the RPRX. Right, daily we had a gap. This is a little bit more like the ENG gap, a little bit more similar to yesterday's gap here, trying to transition out of a daily downtrend. You can see the volumes coming in today. Same with the ENG yesterday. A lot more kind of volume to show that people are getting involved, that people care about the news. So this one, not easy to manage either. Did kind of look like we had a potential breakout failure here, but I didn't get the big volume, the big bar, so I decided to stick with it until the end of the day. The first target on the first portion came out at 42.60. Okay, that was based on this resistance here, and the last piece was end of day. Okay, and it was because hourly bar by bar held. And I think I was a little bit annoyed yesterday on the IMVT. I kind of was in it all afternoon for hours, and then right as it was starting to accelerate, I was like, it's the last 10 minutes. I think it was actually the last like 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and trail it really tight to avoid getting shaken out. And I think I got shaken out like right there, and that was like 80 or so cents from the entry. And so then it dropped another like 60 cents. So it dropped almost in the next like 5 minutes, as much as I, waited hours to get. So I was kind of a little bit more determined today. I'm really going to stick with it until end of day, and get ready to close it at the end. Now, if it starts to go against me hard, I'm definitely going to, get out of it. But I'd already kind of brought my stop up, so it's fine. I knew I couldn't lose on this anyway. So that was nice. Sticking with this, and closed at the end of the day. I think the exit was 94. So it looks like it closed at actually 97. Yeah, just 2 minutes ahead of the close. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is the standard stuff. So you can see the similarities here between the RPRX, the ENG that I played yesterday. And I don't mind bringing that up, knowing that I lost on this ENG, right? And then the NOK today, which was nice. There's a lot of similarities here. To me, it's the same strategy and the same patterns. That's what I want to do. I'm not here trying to, find these kind of once in a 6 months or maybe once in a lifetime things and say, okay, I know better. It's not going to, this kind of stuff for me is not going to lay the foundation for a long-term career. So it's the kind of stuff. Now, if I see this show up more and more and I can develop a strategy around it, with a good pattern, a good target, I have some idea of what the expectancy is when it comes to, a number of wins versus losses, what the average winner versus average loser, then fine. But for me, right, these, not that interested in. Only thing, like I said, is just make sure you have your risk management in place. Okay? There's no reason you should be getting in big trouble on this kind of stuff. Okay? For me, it's not really interesting at all to play. I mean, I guess they're fun to watch, but when it comes to putting money down, risking money on things, I'm not really looking to do these. Okay, so unfortunately, moving forward, if we get another kind of environment where these are moving a lot, these are the things that are going, and like we had earlier in the year, I'll still be just looking for standard plays. Okay, so just want to remind that, just because I've seen a lot more mentions and I know they're getting a lot of attention. Okay, so just make sure you're managing risk. Okay, all right, we'll be back at it tomorrow. Hope you did well today, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.